All right, class. First off, as always, good day. I'm glad you're here. So, today's lesson, we're going to talk a lot about substitution and complementary goods. Okay. Now, if you have no idea what those are, that's what today's about. We're going to learn. Now, the objective today, we're going to analyze what a substitute effect is. Then, we're going to examine how customers' change plays a factor in demand. And we'll create an argument on whether items are purposely created to complement one another. So, do companies create something and then create this other thing and make it so that you need both of them in order for it to function? Hmm, interesting. Let's see this. Now, here is your warm up picture. Now, my question is simply this: how has the person's spending habits changed from then to now? So, look at the picture where it says then, see what the item is, and look at what it says now. Look what's there now. Um, how has that person's spending habits changed? Okay, so think of it like someone in their 20s and then somebody in their 30s or 40s. How has their spending habits changed? Okay, so uh, think about it. Pause the video, write your response, because we're moving on in three, two, one. Now here's the thing: a change in quantity demand is a movement along the demand curve that shows a change in the quantity of a product purchased in response to a change in price. So, what does that mean? Well, basically, in a sense, because the price of something goes up or down, that means people are either going to want it less or more. Because remember, when prices are cheaper, people tend to buy more of it. Okay. You don't believe me? Look at Black Friday sales. People buying like crazy. Why? Because hey, it's things are on sale right now. So I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna buy that. When normally they wouldn't buy it, you know. But hey, right now it's on sale. Now, the income effect. This is interesting because you really get to see this when you get older and you have your own job and living on your own and stuff like that. It's a change in quantity demanded because of change in price that alters consumers' real income. Okay, so this goes both ways, good and bad. So let's look at the bad first. So let's say a company collapses, thousands of people lose their jobs, stuff like that. People can't afford to buy anything else besides the essential stuff. Pay the rent, mortgage, buy food, maybe it's basic clothing, maybe a jacket from Walmart instead of going to like the Gucci place, or buying something like with like Nike or cookies or whatever those other places are. I don't know brand names. I'm just thinking about what you guys wear, you know. So that's the thing. Now, that's if this person loses their job, they have to make that money stretch as much as they can, whatever they have, until they can find another job. Now, same thing works on the flip side. If someone makes more money, they tend to buy nicer things. Okay. And this is where the substitute effect comes in. It's a change in quantity demanded because of the change in relative price of the product. Okay. Now, income goes up, you're going to tend to buy brand name stuff. You're going to buy that um, Count Chocula and things like that, cereal, some of that. You get low income, you're going to end up buying the bag of cereal mix that's considered the generic brand, the Dino Bites instead of the Count Chocula. And that's okay, because again, you're all basing it off your income. Okay. Now, here's the thing somebody in class says something to the effect of, well, just because you buy generic, does that mean, you're always poor? No, no. Some people just like to save money too. You know, they may not be poor, but they're like, hey, I need to save money because they want to buy a new car, buy a home, or whatever, go on vacation. So they will skip off on buying like um, brand name stuff like Advil and stuff of that, and go with the generic version like the CVS brand or the Target brand, Same thing like the cereals. Instead of getting Frosted Flakes, they'll get um, the big bag, you know, um, cereal instead. You know, and again, it doesn't mean necessarily that it's because you're broke. It's because hey, you may want to be saving money, so you go with the generic version as opposed to the brand name. Now, a change in demand is when people are willing to buy different amounts of a product at the same price. This is where influencers really come in. You know, these people on TikTok and YouTube and stuff like that. So if somebody, let's say, um, like one of those people who do the makeup tutorials, like how to put blush and all that stuff, that's like the only makeup I really know besides like lipstick and eyeliner. Other than that, I can't tell you anything else. So let's just say the blush. This person who's a TikToker influencer, they say, "Oh, you should really try this blush. It's amazing. It looks really good." Now, the price of it's not going to change, but people are going to want it more. The demand is going to increase because this influencer says this works really well. So people are going to really want to buy it. So that's where it goes to increase in demand. So when you see that on the graph versus increase in demand, that's where the line's going to go. The price has not changed. It's just going to go that way. Now, same thing on the flip side. If that influencer said the same thing about the blush, saying, "Oh, this is horrible. It makes your skin break out. You'll get pimples and things like that." Even though the price hasn't changed, people are going to say, "No, I don't want it." And that's where it's going to be a decrease in demand because people are going to be like, "I don't want that." If it makes you, this person says this makes you get pimples and things like that. Okay. Now, always remember this on this graph, and you're going to see quite a bit of them in this class in economics. Anytime the line goes towards that zero, see how the graph goes like that? That point of zero, anytime the line gets closer to it, that's bad. That's horrible. You don't want that. Now, when the line goes away from zero, that's good. Okay. So always remember that. The closer it is to zero, that's bad. The further away it is, that's good. Okay. Now here's another thing too. It's not just influencers where they control the increase in demand or decrease in demand. It's also consumer taste. And we're not talking literally like you're from your mouth, type of tasting stuff. It's fads, it's trends and things like that. Guys, it never stays the same. It constantly changes. Think of like this. Think back when you were like 7, 8, 9, maybe even 9 years old. Think of the famous dances that were being done at that time, right? What kind of dance were people doing? You know, do they do them now? No. If someone started dancing doing the stinky leg or the jerk or things like that, you'd be looking at them and going, "What is wrong with you? That's so old. What's wrong?" You know, that's the thing. Back then, that was a famous dance to do. Now it's seen like that's dorky, that's dumb. Why would you do that? Because again, your tastes change, trends change. Like right now, like just today, I had some students in class who were trying to do a TikTok dance by doing this. Now, right now, it's popular to do that dance. That's what they told me. I don't know. But the thing is, 10 years from now, when that video pops up again on the internet, they're going to be like, "Oh my God, that's stupid. Why would we do that?" Because again, right now, that's a popular thing to do. Those little TikTok dances and stuff like that. But years from now, when you guys might have kids, they're going to look back and going, "That was dumb. What's wrong with you? Why were you guys wearing that kind of stuff? Why did you have your hair like that?" Because again, right now it's popular. Okay. Now, substitutes. This is an item that can be used in place of another. Now, are they equal? Not necessarily. They can be. but sometimes the substitute's just a little below um, what it's taking over for. So a great example is like if you need to cook something and it says you need extra virgin olive oil. Let's say you don't have any. Well, you can use another type of oil that's pretty healthy, like extra virgin olive oil, and that's canola oil. Is it going to be the same? Not really, but it's a good substitute. You know, it does the job just like the extra virgin olive oil. The taste can be just a little bit different, but still better than anything else. Now let's say too, you need butter. You're gonna make some desserts. You need butter. Well, you don't have any butter. Well, you can use margarine. Now, is margarine the same as butter? No. But does it do the same job? Absolutely. The taste is gonna be a little different, but it still does the job as butter. Okay. Now, compliments. Now we're not talking about like, oh, you look nice today, or I love what you do with your hair. That's a different type of compliment. These are complement goods when it comes to economics. These are goods that increase the demand of another. So basically, these two things go hand in hand. So, like if you have a computer or a phone, well, what do you need to do when you put in there to, you know, make it work? Put things that you like. You need applications, right? Apps. You need software, things like that in there. Or else it's just going to be just a phone or a computer. It's not until you start adding Google Chrome and things like that, and these apps on your phone for the games and stuff like that, or social media. You need software. They go hand in hand with those things. Same thing like if you buy a car, buy the car right off the lot, take off. Great. Good job. About 400, 500 miles later, what are you going to need? Depending on your car, you're going to need gas. That's the thing. Cars and gas go hand in hand. You need one to run the other. Same thing with you need when you have pets. What do you need? You need food. Now, if you notice, I didn't put pet food because some pets don't like pet food. Some people don't like giving their animals pet food. They like giving them regular human food. That's fine. But the thing is, the fact of the matter is, you have an animal, you need to feed it. Okay? Just goes hand in hand. All right. Now somebody in class two says something to the effect of, "Oh yeah, like peanut butter and jelly." Not quite, because the thing is, not everyone likes peanut butter and jelly together. You know, you can have a peanut butter sandwich without the jelly, and you can have jelly without peanut butter. So it doesn't really, it's not really. They are complements in the sense that a lot of people like them together. You know, but do they have to be together? Do you need one in order to have the other? No, you don't. Okay. So that's why that didn't really work, that example. Okay. Now, lastly, shift changes due to number of consumers. So when more people come into an area, they'll need more resources, more food, more water, stuff like that. It's not that hey, the price is lower. Let's get some more. It's like hey, we have more people. We have more demand for it now because more people are here. Same, it happens all the time. Like when small little towns form, um, then more people start moving in. Like, hey, we need more stuff around here. It's not that people are, oh, we're buying more toilet paper because people are going to the restroom a lot more. No, it's because hey, now there's more people. So the stores need to buy more of it. Okay. And again, there's a lot of reasons why a line would change. The demand curve would change. So to say it's one thing and that's it's completely wrong. There's a lot of factors. Okay. A lot of factors why people would buy this over this and prefer this thing over uh, something similar to it. Okay. And again, the last part, just a little reminder again, closer to zero is bad, further away from zero is good. Now, here's my question to you. What is a generic item that you believe is better than the brand name. So think about like stuff like clothing. When people say, "Oh man, J's are the best," you know, it's like, well, yeah, they're nice and great and all that, but there's some other shoes you can wear that are just as good. You know, so think about that. Think of like clothing, food, um, appliances, things like that. People are like, "Oh no, you gotta get this brand name stuff," and it's like kind of like, well, no, this is actually better. So again, think of like clothing, shirts, jackets, shoes, pants, or there's like the brand name, the name type of brand stuff, and you're like, well, no, this is actually better. Yeah. So like I gave the example with the cereal, you know, you so just think about it. Think about things you buy, things you have around the house, and you're like, this is kind of like the quote unquote the cheaper thing, and it works just as well as this more expensive thing. you know so think about it. Really want you to sit and think, what do you think, what generic thing um, is better than the brand name? Okay, so once you've answered this question, you're done with this lesson. So hopefully you learned something new, hopefully you enjoyed it. All right, with that being said, guys, you take care, you be safe, and I'll see you guys later. Okay.